So the question is, if Jalen Hurts is not a top 10 quarterback, can quarterbacks make the top 10 being running quarterbacks? Simple as that. If I'm the coach, I just want my quarterbacks to win games and championships for me. That's what it boils down to me, right? Win the game and win championships. So if you're a quarterback and you're winning championships, you're winning games, what else is there need to be done? Of course, they're trying to say Jalen Hurts has his talented team around him. This is what is making him successful. I disagree. I totally disagree. Now, with the proven fact tonight, what happened, that was just so unwarranted, so unnecessary. But hey, I like the fact that he's a bully a little bit. You know, he's a bully. You know what I mean?
A bully.
I want my defensive linemen to be bullies, you know. But Jalen Carter, man. Jalen Carter, we have to do better than that, right? The young man has to mature. He has to mature very quickly because he is so blessed, man, to be able to participate in NFL. And he's still making horrible decisions. And we know about his past, right? Of course, he's from Florida, so we got to give him a little grace. We know the water is different down here, but no excuses. There's no excuses. You know what I mean? The best player on the Eagles defense was missing tonight, and the Cowboys still couldn't have much success in the running game. Only 50 yards rushing in the first half for Dallas. And then in the second half, they had the one big carry by Miles Sanders. The best player, the most talented team in football that everyone says is the Eagles, and Jalen Carter, the best player on this defense, wasn't there, and the Dallas Cowboys couldn't capitalize. Right? Shout out to Bruce Lee. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, we appreciate y'all, man. You know, we grinding, man. Week 1 all the way to week 17, we grinding. Shout out to Bruce Lee. Say cameras caught Dak spitting on Roger McDowell. The picture is on the New York Post. Oh, he was spitting on someone besides Jalen Carter? I didn't catch that. That's what I think Drees was trying to tell me. Wow, no. I mean, hey, then he's not being a bully. He's taking up for his teammate if that's the case. But I have to see that, man. See if you can find that real quick for me. Drees, see what they say. Is there a picture of Dak actually spitting on someone? I seen
a video of him
towards the ground, but I didn't see him spit actually on someone. You know?
Yeah, I don't know what he mean about the New York Post. Is it on there or something? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Y'all remember on the last live, you know, what did I say? What did I say in the last live about the Cowboys attacking the Eagles defense? I said Dak Prescott will go after Adoree Jackson, the new cornerback opposite Quinion Mitchell.
I guess it is on the New York Post with Dak spitting first.
Wow. But who is it on? Yeah, you got to see the whole picture, man.
It just say Dak Prescott spit on Eagles star first and while open and twist.
If it must have been something you know, going on besides the actual game, because they was on offense and defense when I seen those two interacting. And you know, unless he's talking about something happened outside of them participating in the game. You know, on the first drive, Adoree Jackson was horrible in coverage, man, especially on that post corner route, you know, to CeeDee Lamb in 2 passes, man. 2 passes at Jackson in the first drive, and he didn't have any success. 2 completions and 1 pass interference, you know. But it was a good drive by the Cowboys to start the game. Cowboys started off strong as well as the Eagles, you know. But in Eagles Nation, the Eagles world, Eagles defense, I just want to know who had the bright idea from the Eagles to put or to match Adoree Jackson up with CeeDee Lamb. What was the logical sense in that solution right there? Who came up with that?
Man, especially in 3rd and long.
Adoree Jackson on CeeDee Lamb, the receiver who Dak Prescott is going to target the most in this game, right? Obviously, we see that didn't end up well for Jackson. CeeDee Lamb had 76 yards in the first quarter on Adoree.
And the thing is, like, he nowhere near the ball even when he get caught. Like, you're not even in the area to make a play on the ball.
Nowhere near. And let me tell you, man, in the future, for the Eagles, Adoree Jackson will be a problem. He is a liability out there. He looks slow and uncomfortable on the field. He's in his 9th year. He's probably a little older, but I can tell he doesn't run how he used to run, man. So he's going to be a liability out there on the field, right? And like we said, Michael Parsons, I don't see him making a huge difference in this game the way Jalen Hurts was killing the Cowboys with the run. So eliminate that excuse, because I said Jerry Jones did the right thing by trading him. So I'm standing on that. The Cowboys stopped the run. They did a much better job than last season stopping the run without Michael Parsons on this defense. Mm-hmm. So don't be out here blaming this game on Jerry Jones trading Michael Parsons. Don't do that. So far, they are doing good at stopping the run, which you have to do first as a defense to win any games. So I still agree with that trade. But man, there was a lot of rumors going on that Michael Parsons was possibly going to be traded to the Eagles. How would that have turned out? Would the Eagles fans and nation, would football world have liked that? I personally don't think it would have been a good idea, but
they said
it sounds great. You know,
Eagles offered way more too than what Green Bay did, like picks and all that. Eagles offer more.
What they say. I don't know how much I read into that, man. You know what I mean? I don't know. But the Eagles, man, Eagles look just like the Eagles on offense. They look good, man. They look good in that first drive. You know, with Jalen Hurts, like we said, killing the Cowboys with his legs. You can't stop Jalen Hurts, man. Even though his stats don't stack. They don't look like their favorite quarterback stats. But he is going to get the job done. He's going to move the chains. Convert those third downs into first downs. You know what I mean? Exactly. And like we talked about, I don't know who idea it was to put Adoree Jackson on CeeDee Lamb. But I can understand trying to put Quinyon Mitchell on the most explosive receiver in George Pickens and Jalen Tolbert. But don't let Dak's favorite receiver have a career day, right? Because it was seeming like that was about to happen with 76 yards in the first quarter. And then Quinyon Mitchell went on him for a couple of plays, and then he didn't cover CeeDee Lamb. But don't give them that opportunity, right? And another thing for the Eagles, man, that I see down the line, I don't think the Eagles will be as dominant of a defense as they was last season, especially with Big Play Slay, Darius Big Play Slay going to Pittsburgh.
That's a big loss right there.
That is a huge loss to the Eagles, and it was exposed tonight, right? And I know it's easy to say players are old and it's time for them to go, so on and so forth. But you don't understand, replacing a player is so valuable. It is so valuable to be able to replace a key player like Big Play Slay, a consistent cover corner who is going to do his job at a high level, day in and day out. That other side of Quinyon is going to be a liability all season. All season. And the difference from last season, like I said, compared to this season for the Eagles, the Cowboys and the Giants are more competitive. Like we said, Dak is back, and the Giants, they have Jackson Dart and Russell Wilson. So I think everything is coming to a head for the NFC East in the Eagles' eyes, right? You can't, they're not going to be as dominant and run through the NFC East like they did so easily last season. Yeah, they still will win the NFC East, but it will be a little bit more challenging. You know, they play the Cowboys again when like week 12, week 10, something down the line, you know?
Yeah.
But it's going to be a challenge for the Eagles. And then we have to take into account that Saquon Barkley rushing for 2,000 yards last season. That was a big, big help to the defense. Obviously, that's not on the defensive stats. But running the ball and the run game was a big reason for the Eagles' success being, being the top overall defense and things like that. The running game. Yes, offense helps the defense. That is a true statement. Controlling
that clock.
Control that clock, controlling the time of possession. But what does everyone think the turning point of this game was? What was the turning point? What was the turning point for the Eagles? And what was the turning point for the Cowboys, right? I think the Eagles started from the beginning of the game, dominating, taking control of the game, right? And then the Cowboys, the turning point for the Cowboys came in the third quarter, right? They had numerous opportunities after that third quarter. Dak had an opportunity to take control of the game. I think it was about 8 minutes left in the third quarter. And the Dallas Cowboys down 4. The Cowboys lost by 4. Cowboys couldn't score 4 points since 8 minutes left in the third quarter. In orderly fashion, the Cowboys couldn't convert, just as history says about the Cowboys. And what makes it so funny is the same player who got them in scoring position fumbles the freaking football in the same series that got them in scoring position.
Eagles know all about that. Miles Sanders fumbling in when it count. We know all about that. We experienced that a lot. That playing for the Eagles.
That is how the Cowboys operate, man. Unfortunate mishaps will always plague the freaking Dallas Cowboys since the days of Tony Romo, man. Since way back then, it will always be the same, you know.
Do you think that 65-minute rain delay played any parts of the outcome?
No, I don't think the rain delay played any parts of the outcome. Played any part of the outcome of the game. For the simple fact too that Dallas came back in this game strong on defense. Mm-hmm. The Eagles had the ball, right? Came back out there, and the Dallas Cowboys stopped them. They played physical. They played with intensity. So that shows that they knew how to come back from this rain delay and still play at a high level. Mm-hmm. And then Dak and the Cowboys get another opportunity. They get opportunity after opportunity. 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's just something about that climate in Dallas that stopped the Cowboys from being able to close out games, man. It's just terrible, man. CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. Not so much Dak Prescott, but CeeDee Lamb. And then you hear Chris Collinsworth and the broadcasters trying to take up for CeeDee Lamb. That was a tough catch. Oh, I'm not going to put that in the drop category in my book. That was plain as day.
You said that?
Make a play when it's time to make a play. CeeDee Lamb is supposed to be someone that Prescott can depend on in crucial times of the game to make necessary tough catches, the toughest catch possible any Cowboys player can make. CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott is supposed to be able to depend on CeeDee Lamb. You know, the Cowboys just ain't never going to be worth a damn. Exactly. I just don't know what it is about the Cowboys, man. The Cowboys ain't going to never be worth a damn, man. I don't know, man. They got the biggest fan base of them all, too. And everyone gets so excited every season, off season, just to get the same results year after year after year after year.